on, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, Rain, with RTS Mobile Gaming. We are playing Sea of Conquest, and you are watching me engage with an enemy level 31 ship with the brand new Cutthroat build. As I test this out in Season 2, he is going to dock, but once he comes out of the dock, I will re-engage him in PvP and see if we can get a kill with the Cutthroat build. If he ever undocks, there he is. I understand I am killing an auto-trading enemy. However, for the sake of this video, I don't care. Because again, I am trying to test the damage of this Cutthroat build. Okay, so how does this build work? Great question. We'll talk about that in about 30 seconds when we either kill this guy or die trying. But essentially, Cutthroat is going to do an incredible amount of damage to a single target and try and annihilate the enemy ships. And it doesn't look like I'm actually winning this fight. In fact, it looks like I'm about to lose this fight, which is not a great place to go with an opening in this video. Alright folks, let's talk about the actual Cutthroat build itself and how it functions, okay? So first off, the Cutthroat build works very simply. All of the heroes and the ship in the Cutthroat build deal mostly single target damage that is very high damage, and a lot of them deal bonus damage when the enemy has low HP, okay? Therefore, the Warhammer Cutthroat build is a great way to focus fire and drop an enemy ship in their formation and really weaken their overall performance, okay? As you've all probably experienced in straights or 1 versus 1 or even large team fights, as soon as you start killing someone's minions, their effectiveness drops dramatically because now they're not dealing anywhere near enough damage, okay? They obviously have lower HP and they're then easier to kill, so it's a snowballing effect. So the faster you can eliminate 1 or 2 of the enemy minions will be advantageous for you over the course of the fight. Bones is going to deal 400% damage attack at level 75, with an additional 200% attack if the enemy is below 50% HP with the wounded status. Bones will also have, at my current strengthening, a chance to trigger his ultimate again, and this will vary based on your strengthening of the hero's stars, okay? And lastly, he is going to give his entire ship an incredible amount of rage generation. This is why my previous Warhammer video, I actually focus on Bones plus Cordelia plus Luna. That way I can give Cordelia all of this rage generation and make her healing absolutely insane. But for the sake of this particular video, we're talking about how to be a damage-dealing Cutthroat Warhammer build. Luna also does single target. She does strong damage. She hits a low HP ship in the enemy fleet. She is going to apply the targeted debuff to that ship that she attacks with her ultimate, making that ship have increased aggro for 4 seconds and therefore take potentially more damage from the rest of your fleet. She will have a 30% chance that when her ship deals damage to a targeted ship, again, that is the debuff after ulting, she has a 30% chance to trigger another ultimate. This is once every 24 seconds. So basically, if she hits you with an ultimate, you have 4 seconds to attack that ship as much as you can, at which time she will most likely, within those 4 seconds, trigger another ultimate and put targeted debuff on them again. And then you have Lord Kojo. Now, I'm going to put an asterisk here, okay? I've never been a big Lord Kojo fan because his healing is actually pretty substantial. He heals a quite a large amount of damage, and in some of the testing that I did, when I did it without any crits or anything factored in, he was healing anywhere from 40% or so of the damage he was dealing was coming back as damage he was healing over the next 4 seconds, okay? However, when you factor in critical strike chance and critical strike damage, and you actually build your ship that way, you naturally have a chance to dramatically boost the damage output while keeping the healing at the static amount. Therefore, Lord Kojo is going to deal approximately at level 75, 230% damage here, plus a little bit of armor penetration on a chunk of that. And then he's going to have another 160% damage that he deals, and then you offset that with some of the healing. My revised opinion of him is if you are running with a critical strike build, which most Cutthroat builds are, especially as you get into Seasons 3 and 4, you are going to see more value for Kojo. However, in Season 3, you're going to probably replace Kojo with Onimusha anyways. But if you're free to play in Season 3 with double crit trinkets, you could definitely see a lot of effectiveness from running high crit build with. The Warhammer ship itself is going to give a decent amount of damage plus bonus damage when the enemy's at low HP, similar to Bones. It is going to give you, after 30 seconds, you will have 24% bonus Cutthroat damage, okay? You all have 12% bonus damage to all damage types from the get-go, plus 8% attack and 5% crit, and this is the $100 version of the Warhammer. I could spend 5 hours talking about all the different variations that you can craft on your Warhammer. However, if you craft one, try and get one with either Fleet Sunderer or get one with the ability to copy one of your abilities. I'll just for the sake of this video and to show you what I'm talking about, so we're on the same page. Same old trick is going to copy the highest Cutthroat Damage ability in the last 10 seconds, and it will reenact that ability every 10 seconds. This is my favorite ultimate because all 3 of the heroes on the ship do more damage with their ultimate than this Fleet Sunderer. Fleet Sunderer is great, okay, but it maxes out at 300% damage. If you're able to copy, for example, a Bones ultimate, or let's just say you copy Luna's ultimate, and now you're applying vulnerable on the enemy and all kinds of other stuff, you know, and targeted. I mean, it's pretty interesting. So those are the mechanics of how the build works. As you saw a moment ago, I did try and kill another enemy whale with this build. I also did several straight clash battles that I will open up in a moment and show you to give you my opinions at a high level on this build. I've been testing this build for 4 or 5 hours now. I haven't been testing it for a week straight like I did with my Drowning and Burning hybrid builds. But I've used it long enough to tell you that I'm probably not going to use it for the rest of Season 2. In Season 3, I will be changing my Warhammer Cutthroat build to be more damage-orientated. But for now, I think Cordelia's probably going back on it. Okay? And without further ado, let's take a quick look. So, here, we actually have Luna as the highest damage dealer, Bones head low damage. It is entirely possible that he just never triggered that 45% chance to get a double ult. It is entirely possible he never got a double ult, okay? Kojo actually surpassed Bones in damage, okay? And he probably did somewhere around 200,000 healing to offset this, but he still did significantly more than Bones' damage, which is impressive. I am going to go ahead and say that I have less hatred for Kojo than I did 2 days ago. It wasn't totally terrible, okay? Luna was rank 1, which is really ironic that Bones actually performed so poorly, okay? And still, we still see... Oh, and I have Cordelia on my strategy ship. I moved her over there, okay? And we still see the Burning ship coming in top tier here without any bonuses. I took all the gems I moved in the Cutthroat. I took all the best gear off the Stormbringer, and I put it onto the Warhammer. So the Stormbringer is using my second best gear set. It's got no additional gem specializations. And it is still able to pump out the top damage in this fight. So, in my opinion, folks, I feel like I've almost taken the second best ship from my previous build, which was the strategic ship, and I've cut its nuts off by putting Cordelia on it, and I've moved that damage over to the Cutthroat build damage. And while I do like the idea of having single target Cutthroat damage, when I already do so much AoE with Burning, and with Artillery, I don't really need 3 AoE builds. It would be nice to have a focus fire based build. At this time, it just didn't put out enough damage to get the W. Okay, the enemy Burning ship actually out DPS'd me, and this is someone that I usually beat pretty easily. Let's take a look at some of the straight clashes I did and some of the group fights I did as well, because I tried to do a wide array of testing here. I attacked a whole bunch of people at a port, okay? And I got some good testing in here. Here you can see actually a longer fight. The Cutthroat damage is starting to balance out with the Burning damage, which is similar to what we saw with my strategic Burning hybrid over the last few days. The strategic ship was able to still pump out decent damage, but Griffin has his balls cut off without that third strategic hero. And overall, still solid damage from Kojo. Completely dominated Luna, which is really interesting to me, because Luna's ultimate only does about 20% lower, plus you have a little bit of armor penetration on the 48%, like we talked about. So maybe call her, she really should be doing more damage than that. I'm actually really surprised, especially because she's triggering additional ultimates. So that's really interesting to me. I did a couple of fights. I was fighting at a port. I tried to get some battles in. A lot of these people were docking before I could kill them. So I don't have a lot of great sampling to show you, but here's a few more larger reports. Here you can see my Burning ship. This is a little bit of a longer fight. My Burning ship has taken the lead again and is still dominating, even though I have this Warhammer with the Cutthroat build in a longer port fight. And let's take a really quick look at straight clashes, because I did a number of straight clash fights as well, just for you. Okay? First off, I tested it against another whale who I usually defeat with more than half my HP left with my burning build. It didn't go well. You can see here that my Cutthroat did decent damage, okay, overall in comparison to the rest of my ships, but my overall total damage output was really, really low. He was able to dominate me. His strategic ship actually took first place in his damage output itself. Okay, so he did a good job there with his Griffin build. And here you have the enemy Cutthroat build pumping out 4 million damage with Cordelia on board. So, honestly, I just don't see a reason to switch it up. If you can get that much damage, which I've previously gotten, right, with my other build, if you can get this much damage with a Cordelia Warhammer hybrid, I don't see why you should bother switching. Then you can focus pumping out more damage on your higher damage ship, such as the Stormbringer or the strategy ship, and really make it glorious, okay? That is the video, folks. If you haven't figured it out yet, I have tried this build for a couple hours. I've done a mixture of things between defending a port, assaulting a gate, killing people in straight clashes, hunting people down, auto-trading. I've tried to get a wide breadth of testing done. And here, I can firmly conclude to you that I'm going to be changing back to the previous version of my build. But that is how the Cutthroat Warhammer single target damage focus build works. Okay? And in Season 3, like I said, we're getting new trinkets. We're getting a new legendary hero to take Kojo's spot. And we're going to see a lot of damage improvements for this build overall. Anyways, like and subscribe, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I did some testing. I'm obviously not happy with the results. I was hoping it would come out better, and it has not. So I'm a little bit upset with the performance. I was hoping it would be significantly better. Like and subscribe. Randy out.